Hello everyone, thanks for taking some time to watch this week's video update. I hope that you had a wonderful week and that you're looking forward to the upcoming weekend. If you're watching this video on Friday, March 8th, we have Adoration of the Blessed Sacrament going on in the chapel all day today. The chapel is open for you to just stop in for private prayer, to spend time with Jesus. If you'd like to spend 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 30 minutes, you're welcome to do that all day today. That leads up to Stations of the Cross at 7 p.m. in the church, and which is concluded with benediction of the Blessed Sacrament. So these Lenten devotions are wonderful opportunities to mark the Fridays of Lent as being special days of prayer in remembrance of the Lord's Passion. This Sunday is the fourth Sunday of Lent, which is known as Laetare Sunday, a word which in Latin means rejoice, and that rejoice is coming from the fact that we are halfway through the season of Lent and the celebration of Easter is near. The fourth Sunday of Lent is halfway, about give or take, and it's an opportunity to make maybe a little overview of how the season's been going thus far, anything that needs maybe changing or adjusting, or if it's not been going too great for you, to begin again, to make a resolution to start over, and to use this time that God gives us, this very graced season, to turn our hearts towards Him through prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. So I'd encourage you in that. We have coming up this week the next of our fish fries, 1 week from today, March the 15th. That starts at 4:30 in the McCall Center Auditorium. They need a lot of volunteers to make them successful. So if you'd like to be part of the team, the sign-up sheet, the sign-up website is available via the email that I sent to you today. You can just click on that and see what slots are still available. Then also next Friday night at 7 p.m. will be Living Stations of the Cross. The young people of our parish have put that on every year, and the Living Stations is a beautiful, very moving depiction of the Lord's Passion. So if you'd never been, I'd encourage you to come out for that prayer experience next Friday, the 15th at 7 p.m. The Holy Week and Easter schedule is available in the email that I sent to you today. It will also be inserted in this weekend's bulletin. The schedule is one that we're pretty familiar with from previous years. I'm just going to start saying it now. Just please remember that on Palm Sunday and Easter Sunday, the first Mass begins at 7 a.m. We move it a half hour earlier to give more time to clear out the parking lot between Masses. So that's Palm Sunday and Easter Sunday. The first Mass will begin at 7 a.m. And finally, today I'd like to draw your attention to something that's coming up in May. Actually, the preparation for it's going to begin in April, but it's a convalidations for marriages. You may not be familiar with that phrase. To convalidate a marriage is to make a marriage valid in the eyes of the church, which is not. So what does that mean? Well, Catholics are bound to marry in a ceremony that is recognized by the Catholic Church. So either in a Catholic church with a priest or deacon, or with the permission of the Catholic Church. In this diocese, we give permission for outdoor weddings. So you have your wedding outside, priest or deacon is there, it's fine. In some cases, we allow people to be married in non-Catholic churches because of a special affinity with that particular church, and you go through the paperwork and the process, and it's fine. If you don't go through a process and you just get married in a courthouse by the Justice of the Peace, or in a venue by some minister of some sort, if you're a Catholic, that is not recognized as a marriage by the church. So, what does that mean? That means that you don't have the graces that are available through the sacrament of marriage for you and for your spouse to live out that vocation. Those graces are very, very important, and we'd like to help you to have your marriage recognized by the church. So we're going to be having some information sessions on Monday evenings, and that's going to be leading up to Saturday, May 18th, where we're going to have a convalidation ceremony at the 4 p.m. Mass. So number of couples who, however many come forward who need to have their marriages convalidated, we're going to do that on May 18th at the 4 p.m. Mass. So there's information about that in this weekend's bulletin. There's information in the email that I sent to you. If you'd like to read more about it, what that means, if you fall into this particular category or someone you know falls into this particular category, you take a look at it. If you have questions about it, please reach out to us, to myself or to Barbara in our office. I often find that there's a lot of misconception out there about marriage and annulments and all of that kind of stuff. And there's well-meaning people who try to help, and then they can often share misinformation or wrong information and kind of complicate the situation. So if you're not sure about your situation or have questions or whatever, please reach out to us. We'll be very happy to help you, to sit down with you, to kind of walk through the situation and find out where you are. If you have been married before and been divorced, we would also like to help you. You may not be available for May 18th. That might not be happening, but we would still like to meet with you and talk with you and potentially help you through the process of an annulment in the Catholic Church. So I know that's a lot. Again, there's a link to it in my email that I sent to you today, the flyers in this week's bulletin. If you have questions, if you think it applies to you or maybe somebody that you know, we'd be happy to help you with that. I think that's all for this week's video. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you at Mass this weekend. God bless you.